How is Saturn's 10th aspect in general? When you are standing, what is it that you can see more clearly, more effectively? The one that is very close to you, the neighboring house next to you. You can see that house very clearly. Your drushti falls on that house which is closer to you with 100% accuracy. Then as you extend your drushti, that is the aspect, you see the house exact opposite you, but it is far than the one that is just next to you. Similarly, Saturn's third aspect or drushti is more effective. Then comes the seventh drushti, and then comes the 10th aspect. So the third aspect, meaning if Saturn is sitting in the second house, then the third aspect falls on the fourth house. That is more effective, 100%. So you see, through these aspects, Saturn simply signifies the matters of life that are destined to be scaled down. Saturn is Saturn. There is no partiality. People have crazy ideas about Saturn, that Saturn in Libra will be sweet than Saturn in Aries. The reality is something else, and the reality is Saturn is Saturn. He is here to do his job. Just because of your Libra Saturn, you will get favors from Saturn is imaginary. There is no partiality. You will be rewarded or punished as per the quality of your karma. Aspects of Saturn are more significant than Saturn's placement. A man or woman with second house Saturn will not fall short of money, but rather is burdened out of all happiness derived through the mother. Either the mother is absent or the house ownership is not seen. A person usually spends more years of life in a rented apartment or is always shifting due to transfer orders and so on. So generally the fourth house matters suffer than the second house where Saturn is placed. However, there are always variations considering other planets' aspects to the fourth house. Saturn mahadasha, Saturn aspect, Saturn transit, all these movements of Saturn are neither good nor bad. They solely depend on the quality of your karma. For instance, a man until his 40s had immense pleasures of all kinds. You name it and he has done it. Too much of sex, smoking, drinking, traveling across the globe. Everything was enjoyed until his Saturn period begins. Then in Saturn Mahadasha, let's say for him Saturn is the ruler of 5th and 6th. He was totally captured in the unending cycle of many health issues. Even speculative ventures, investments went for a toss because Saturn is retrograde. Some relief, else this could have been worse. So Saturn simply triggers the result of your accumulated karma, the Sanchit karma. When Saturn Mahadasha begins, remember, you will be judged and the sentence will be given based on whatever karma you have accumulated till this point of life. If the quality of karma is good, you will be provided with all the positive results of Lord Saturn. If the quality of karma is bad, you will be taken into police custody, meaning into many hardships. A woman had Taurus moon and Taurus ascendant. Her Saturn was placed in the 4th house with Rahu in complete conjunction. Many Pandits and scholars told her that as soon as her Saturn Dasha starts, she will have a great life. All pleasures would be at her feet. She will have great happiness. And when she asked, how come? Then all these Pandits and astrologers told her, because Saturn is a Yoga Karak for Taurus ascendant. So just relax and be assured you are in for a great time ahead. The woman was very happy to hear. She relaxed. And then after a few months, her Saturn mahadasha began. And the first stroke was her job. She became jobless. Her mother died. Her daughter started creating many troubles for her. Her life was in a total mess. She became very obsessed with accumulating properties, and in this obsession, she ended with many wrong decisions and got stuck with some bad properties. Saturn plus Rahu is a very evil conjunction. It is one of the unholiest conjunction. It is a perfect combination that shows you a perfect hypocrite. One who says something before you and does something else behind your back. She will say she never cheats and she is the queen of cheats. She will say she doesn't know what is black magic and she will be the one who is passionately indulged in doing black magic behind your back. So such individuals are cursed by many good, powerful, holy souls. Such women or men are deeply under the negative influence of Rahu. Men and women with this conjunction are very bad at making good judgments. They often end up messing their own life and others' life due to their immature, negative outlook towards life. When Saturn is eclipsed by Rahu, you have a split personality person. And such a person is also extremely secretive. He or she says something and does something. There is no synchronization in their character. They don't walk the talk, and so their life is often filled with many miseries and problems. You become miserable when there is no synchronization in what you say, what you do, and what you feel. We are miserable because we are not aware of what we are doing. Action goes in one direction, thinking goes in another direction, feeling is somewhere else direction. And this is exactly what Saturn dislikes. When you are aware of what you are doing, the question of sin never arises. What is sin? Sin is the absence of consciousness. You don't know what you are doing. That is when sin happens. Just imagine a beautiful girl walking through the dark streets of Delhi. And she is extremely beautiful, and you somehow are also walking down the same street. You are young and you see her. Now there are two possibilities. Either you will start flirting with her, or being a gentleman, you will help her by guiding her through the dangerous streets of Delhi. The first option is of ignorance. Sin is going to happen. The second option is of consciousness, of awareness. Good is going to happen. Now Saturn, the same Saturn is going to punish the option number 1 and reward the one who has acted out of consciousness. This is how Saturn is, straight to the point. Saturn is conservative. Saturn believes in parampara, tradition. Saturn loves the poor man and hates the rich man, simply because the rich never is bothered to serve the poor. If you are rich, wealthy, and if you are serving the poor, then Saturn will love you. Then Lazarus will laugh at you, but in a good sense. The Bible mentions a story of a poor man called Lazarus. It happened once that a very rich man died on the same day a beggar in the town also died. The name of the beggar was Lazarus. The rich man went directly to hell and Lazarus directly to heaven. The rich man looked up and saw Lazarus sitting near God, and he cried to heaven. He said, "It seems that something has gone wrong. I should be there, and this beggar, Lazarus, should be here." God laughed and said, "Those who are last shall become the first, and those who are first shall become the last. You have enjoyed being first enough. Now let Lazarus enjoy a little." The rich man started feeling very hot because in hell you don't have any air conditioning. It was burning hot. He was feeling very thirsty and there was no water. So he again cried and said, "God, please at least send Lazarus with a little water. I am feeling very thirsty." And God said, "Lazarus was thirsty many times, nearly dying at your door, and you never gave him anything. He was dying, hungry at your door, and there was a feast every day. And many were invited, but he was always chased away by the door because guests were coming. Powerful guests, politicians, diplomats, rich men, and a beggar standing there would look awkward. Your servants chased him away, and he was hungry. And the people who were invited were not hungry. You never looked at Lazarus. Now it is impossible." And that is what Lord Saturn says to all those arrogant, ignorant men who are utterly selfish, mean, and egoist. You never looked at Lazarus, the poor beggar, that poor man who was standing at your door. For a glass of water, for a plate of rice, you chased him out. Now I am coming to bring you back to your senses, to ensure that justice is granted. And this is how Lord Saturn also come to you and make your life difficult if you remain ignorant towards the poor, the handicapped, the weak. Then don't say Saturn is bad. Saturn is not bad. It is you who are utterly foolish and ignorant, and Saturn is simply bringing you back to your sense, to your consciousness through his aspects, through his divine presence. Without Saturn, the world would have been a mess. It is only because of Saturn that people are righteous by nature. People are following a certain standard of ethics and principles because of Saturn. People are following a certain tradition and rituals. It is good that people are following good things because of Saturn. But this following is out of fear of Saturn, Shani Dev. How beautiful it would be, how sweet it would be if people follow the good, practice the good, not out of fear, but out of love. Then there is an altogether different meaning to life. Then life is no more a misery or a problem, but a song, a poem, a beautiful painting. Let love be the driving force for all that you do. And then Lord Saturn will bestow his infinite blessing upon you. Then he is no more your taskmaster, but a genuine true friend who wants you to understand life the way it is, to live in reality. Saturn is reality, And the more you live in reality, the more you are in the good books of Lord Saturn. Jai Shanidev. The only way to understand Saturn is through love. The only way to receive Lord Saturn's blessing is by following love, truth, and kindness. Love is the only miracle there is. Love is the ladder from hell to heaven. Love learned well, you have learned all. Love missed, you missed your whole life. Be kind, be loving, be understanding. If you have these wonderful qualities within you, then and only then Saturn is your friend, a wonderful true friend. The Dalai Lama says, be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. The more you are kind to others, the more Saturn will bless you. Meditate.